Daily Alert for Thursday, August 25, 2016. abcnews.com. Harvard, Bloomberg launched $32 million project to train U.S. mayors. External site. Harvard University says it's partnering with business titan Michael Bloomberg to provide leadership training to mayors across the U.S. The former New York City mayor is donating $32 million to start the Bloomberg Harvard City Leadership Initiative, which aims to train up to 300 mayors over the next 4 years. Sunshine State News. NRA to spend $3 million in pro-Trump television ads. External site. The country's largest pro-gun rights group is lending a helping hand to Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump in his quest for the Oval Office, spending millions of dollars in over a month's worth of commercials. Associated Press. NRA, LePage come out against Maine background check proposal. External site. A referendum designed to strengthen background checks is an affront to gun rights and individual liberties, Governor Paul LePage said on Wednesday. Echoing the Republicans' statements was Chris Cox, of the National Rifle Association of America, who is also the executive director of the political and lobbying wing of the NRA. Oklahoman. Mexico arrangement highlights folly of gun control measures. External site. Hillary Clinton supports stringent new gun control laws, but denies she wants to gut Second Amendment rights. To see what it looks like when you implement two such seemingly contradictory goals, look no further than Mexico. The results don't bolster Clinton's case. Orange County Register. California, Gavin Newsom touts legal marijuana, more gun control. External site. Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom's track record of getting out in front on issues has helped him emerge as a leading proponent of two of November's hot-button ballot measures, propositions to legalize recreational marijuana and add new gun controls. Los Angeles Times. California cops would need to lock up guns in cars under this measure. External site. Specifically, anyone who leaves a firearm in a car would need to put it in the trunk or in a locked container out of plain view. Violations would be an infraction subject to a fine of up to $1,000. CNN. Clinton faces big challenges in state Obama won twice. External site. The country's largest pro-gun rights group is lending a helping hand to Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump in his quest for the Oval Office, spending millions of dollars in over a month's worth of commercials. Philadelphia Inquirer. Christie vetoes unreasonable requirements for gun ownership. External site. GIF. Christie on Wednesday proposed loosening New Jersey's overly burdensome gun laws, saying the state should make it easier for residents who are eligible to buy handguns to obtain a permit to carry them in public. Puget Sound Business Journal. Here's who, and what, the Balmers are backing in this year's election. External site. The Balmers' largest contribution in this election cycle went to Americans for Responsible Solutions, a gun safety campaign led by former Arizona Congresswoman Gabby Giffords and her husband, astronaut Mark Kelly. Giffords was shot in 2011 during an assassination attempt and, after her recovery, became an advocate for changes to the nation's gun laws. MPBN.net. NRA's top lobbyist visits Maine to campaign against Maine ballot measure. External site. The National Rifle Association's top lobbyist was in Portland to talk up the gun rights agenda, and talk down an initiative on the November ballot that would stiffen background checks for gun purchases in Maine. The NRA's Chris Cox condemned backers of the ballot measure as elitists who want to do away with the Second Amendment and other rights too. PressHerald.com. NRA official urges Mainers to reject background checks on gun sales. External site. The director of the National Rifle Association's Institute for Legislative Action on Wednesday urged Mainers to protect their personal freedom from the influence of out-of-state elitists by rejecting a referendum question on background checks for gun sales in November. Chris Cox, the executive director of the political and lobbying arm of the NRA, spoke at the Maine Heritage Policy Center's 2016 Freedom and Opportunity Luncheon in Portland. Much of his speech focused on Question 3 on the November ballot, the referendum question that would require background checks on gun sales and transfers. But Cox also urged Mainers to continue to fight for liberty on all fronts.